I'm Jackie Carlisle, and this is Tuskegee Online. I am here with Tony Haygood, Mayor Pro Tem of the City Council, who is now a candidate running for mayor. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jackie. Good to see you.
Good seeing you, and it's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
You're running for mayor. You want 4 more years. You want a different administration. And how are you planning on doing this?
Well, the key thing is to pull people together, pull the council people together, and really start working on some of the challenges we face in Tuskegee. We're facing a few challenges here, and most people know it. And the key thing is you can't go forward until you face your challenges and decide how you're going to, what are you going to do about it? How do you resolve it? And then go forward and take advantage of the opportunities we have here. We have tremendous resources and assets in Tuskegee that we really haven't taken advantage of. And I think that what we would do is get people together, the citizens along with the city council and me as mayor, to decide how we want to go forth and decide our future.
Okay.
It's critical to look at where we are now and what our future's about. It's not only our future, a lot of times we forget it's the future of the young children and the younger adults. We're losing population because we forgot about that. We didn't plan for people to come back here, to stay here, and the things that they need and the things that they're looking for that will keep them here. So we have seniors here that we got to take care of, but now a few people are coming back to take care of them, but the larger population that we needed here, a lot of them have left, unfortunately.
Yes.
So I want to work on bringing people back into our community with enthusiasm, with their ideas, with employment, with their dollars to help rebuild this community. We've got some rebuilding to do, and I look forward to that.
Okay. I don't want to, if you want to go into some specifics, it would be nice. How would you try to keep some of us here and keep us from leaving?
Well, the key thing is to meet with the citizens first of all and see what those challenges are that cause them to move away. Once we understand that, then we can address those concerns and issues. Naturally, jobs is one thing.
Yes.
Stronger police protection, which I've worked on since I've been on the city council. We have more police cars, we have more policemen. I think we need even more so that we can have a stronger police presence to make people feel more secure in their homes and with their families. That's part of what keeps people here. The second thing is to look at their standard of living to make sure they're comfortable. We've got to do something about abandoned houses. We've got to do something about the parks and the recreation for young people. We've got to do something about the appearance of the community. It's about lifting the spirit of the community, the individuals who are here, who then will cause the community to blossom and bloom. And I think we can do that. So I'm anxious to work with them on some of those things that I have heard are challenges toward being here. Naturally, better communication so we understand how to improve situations where people live and their standard of living. The utility rates has been a major issue that some say have caused some people to leave. So we need to address that. I'm not one about hiding something. I like to address it head on because then we can get better understanding, better communication, and hopefully a resolution to it if there's a problem. Sometimes it's a perceived problem, sometimes there is a problem. And I think that we cannot avoid addressing what's there because perception creates reality. And the reality is that we have lost people here, good people, who otherwise may have stayed here had we tried to sit down with them and find out what is it that will keep you here in Tuskegee. Because we need your contribution. We need you participating here. We need you helping us rebuild our community.
Yes, we do. And I'm so glad that you're addressing those issues because that is something that a lot of citizens do not think about because that's what we have done and why the community has gone the way it has. Okay. So, as you know, the city council is going to face a deficit in a reduction, I should say, in their finances.
Sure.
Due to the lawsuit that has been done. How do you want to address it? Do you think we're going to be okay or?
Well, it'll be a challenge. We're facing a challenge now. And the way I would address it is to sit down and come up with a strategy about what do we do now and what do we do moving forward. When we first had the situation arise and was brought to us as a council, I then tried to get the rest of the city council and the utilities board, which I've just been on a little over a year, to make those adjustments, realizing we were going to have to do something at some point. And that was over 6 months ago. Unfortunately, I couldn't get some of my colleagues, majority of my colleagues, to go along with me. But what I would do is, and I have been talking with the city manager about where we can make the cuts that will have the least impact on people. See, it's challenging when you have to make cuts or adjustments, so you want to make the adjustments or cuts that have the least impact on our workers and the least impact on the city itself.
Yes.
He's already begun to do some things, but I know moving forward we'll have to address those, and we'll have to decide where we can get additional revenue without impacting the citizens, not necessarily from taxes. There are some things that can be done from savings. I've operated organizations and institutions and businesses where I've had to have cuts because we didn't have enough resources, and been able to survive for a period of time, a substantial period of time. But you go and find additional resources. You find out where there may be a little room where you can cut back, or where you can make temporary adjustments until you can get to a stronger position. One of the key things that I stressed in my campaign that I want citizens to understand, we can do more things here in Tuskegee. We can pave some streets. We can take care of some abandoned houses and redo them. We can work on the parks or other projects. Well, first we've got to get financially stable. That is a critical thing that we have to do here in Tuskegee. And until we stop to get ourselves financially stable, we can't do much.
Yes.
That's why we weren't able to pave a lot of streets when we were in during this time, or some of the other things that we wanted to do. We talked about them, but they didn't get done. And the reality is, just like anyone else's budget, if you don't have the money, you can't do them. I'll work on getting the money and putting priorities so that we put the money where it needs to be to develop those things that will impact citizens the most and strengthen our city financially.
I know you have been a very huge proponent about the budget, wanting to make sure we have budget hearings and to stay on top of the budget. Exit 38 is a great chance that is getting ready to be developed and off and running. That will bring some additional sales taxes and maybe to help offset some of the reduction or the reduction of the loss of revenue. So, again.
Well, Exit 38 provides us with an excellent opportunity, as you said. I agree with you there. It's a timing factor. As Exit 38 comes along, we look forward to it. We look forward to kicking it off. It would be as we understand right now, Hampton Inn.
Yes, sir.
And it would probably be a 4-story Hampton Inn, and then a convenience store across the street with a service station. We have a Greyhound bus stop that will be added in. So it's a great opportunity for us to really expand and grow and start in that area. So we look forward to that, Exit 38, and then some development downtown and supporting our existing businesses. Oftentimes we reach out to talk about other industry and other businesses, and we forget to support the businesses that we have here.
Yes.
Therefore, we lost Kentucky Fried. Therefore, Calhoun Foods is closing. We've had some other smaller businesses in the community that close, and that means we lose jobs that are already here. We lose revenue that's already here. So I want to work on not only bringing new businesses, but supporting the local businesses and people we have here, because most of those people live here.
Yes.
See, a lot of times they talk about bringing people from the outside. They come in and they take care of their business and they go right back out. The key is to strengthen the people who live here and who are willing to contribute while soliciting other businesses here to bring jobs in the industry.
You continue to do the things that you have said. Any additional or something different in the next 4 years as mayor?
I think the thing I would do differently is to really try to reach out and bring people in who have expertise in certain areas.
Okay.
See, we talked about the assets that we have in Tuskegee, such as the airport, which is a great opportunity for us to develop, the city lake, which is a great recreational opportunity. We have the Tuskegee National Forest.
Yes.
We have all the historic sites here and tourism we have here, but we're not taking advantage of it. Now, Tuskegee is unique in having a lot of those assets, but we are not unique in how you approach to take advantage of it.
Okay.
So sometimes you reach out to other people who are doing things that are successful. And that's one of the things that I would do, reach out to some of our people who are throughout the United States and successful in what they do and ask them to come back in and help us. Reach out to some of the other people in Alabama that I have encountered as I go to the League of Municipalities meeting, as I go to the state of Alabama, as I go down to the governor's office. There are people all over the state that want to work with Tuskegee. We've got to open ourselves up so that we bring these people in to help us rebuild our community. That's the thing I would do. We've got to realize that there's a lot of talent that can come in and help us grow this community in a way that we want it to grow, and in a way that the citizens can benefit here, the way that people from the outside can be anxious to come into Tuskegee, and they'll realize what we have here. See, we know what we have here. We know what we like about Tuskegee. We know why we stay here.
Yes.
Some of the other people don't understand what those things are in terms of quality of life here that's kind of hidden because of some of the other barriers that are there. So I want to reach out and bring other people in to help us take advantage of what we have here and to make it work for us so that it works for them and it brings more activity into Tuskegee.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Well, Mr. Haygood, I think it has been a pleasure. Was there any last minute information you want to give out to the citizens before we close?
Well, I just want to share with the citizens that we're at a critical time in our position in Tuskegee. We're at a critical time as we look toward our future. And at this critical time when you have to we consider what our values are, what we want our future to be, we need to make a real decision. I hope you look strongly into Lawrence Tony Haygood for mayor, because I look forward to working with you and the citizens of Tuskegee to rebuild our community into a bright future. That's something we have to start now, planning for our future, our children's future, and our grandchildren's future. Tuskegee has a great foundation, a great history, but right now it's about our present and our future. Thank you for the opportunity and look forward to working with you.
And again,
thank you, Jackie.
thank you so very much.
Appreciate it.
And I'm Jackie Carlisle, and this is Tuskegee Online.